Shirley, and this is the thing that really seriously concerns me. And I see this, and there are so many people within the congregations of what I call the Christian dominionist churches, and that underneath that umbrella, are a bunch of churches that all argue with each other. But the point is that there is this real structured and very well organized, very well funded push for dominion and dominion theology to over the seven mountains mandate. And unfortunately, what I see happening is I see 60 to 80 million people in this country being absolutely used as like what we call the sheeples, who really wouldn't know if you asked dominion theology was, they would look at you with question marks flying out of their heads and say, what? Yet at the top of that heap are people like C. Peter Wagner, and then, they're so righteous that they actually adorn themselves with these royal titles of apostles, and they even form organizations like the International Council of Apostles, and then they even give themselves districts, like they're, if you had an organizational chart of a corporation, they give Mary Glazer, for example, the Northwest District, which includes Alaska, Washington, Idaho, Oregon, and then you know what I mean. And then under her, I do. She's been actually.
This is the reason why you need to let that go and don't worry about this. That in that chapter, Revelation, they're going. These people, this whole exposing them and this mischief that they're about is going to. It's going to be on steroids before long, because all of this is going away. Read the language of those words. Those people are going down. He's not going to let the false religious systems go, because there's going to have to be that false prophet that rises up, that second beast. Sure.
Because this really, it just now all of a sudden another thought came to mind. And I was raised in Alaska. I'm fourth generation Alaskan, and they're viewing Alaska as the North Portal. And there's all these basically pagan rituals that are going on, like staking the Christian flag at the top of Mount McKinley, or Denali, they call it now. When I was growing up, McKinley. But and this pilgrimage, they call it, to the Matsu Valley where Palin is from, and like the Apostle Mary Glazer, who actually was born in the same town as I was, Ketchikan, Alaska, that has been adorned with this title of apostle, has been grooming Sarah Palin since she was 24. This is beyond what most people recognize in mainstream. But here's my question to you, though, Shirley. I understand a predestination viewpoint that you just have to let it go, but at the same time, I feel torn, because I feel like it's my incumbent responsibility as a person who is aware and watching this unfold to get the word out so that those people who are not aware of it have a chance for salvation.
Right. Okay. Well, see, then you got to go back over to the look on what you have. Here's what you have to do before every other thing. You have to be faithful, and you have to be conspicuous. So if you're doing those things, you're faithful and you're conspicuous. You're obedient. You have to do. You understand? Part of faithful is obedient. Now, as you go along and you see light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. The path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. My point is, you see, you learn, you see, you learn, and then and you humbly submitting yourself to God and obedient to His standards, He will give you light and He will show you what to do. But you've got to be sincerely interested in doing that. So you say you want, yes, you absolutely have to tell the words, but the most important words are the words of those of God, those scriptural dictates. That exposing these freaks, that happens. That look at who could have written this. Preacher,
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can't. You couldn't have written that, and you can't make up what's happening right now, because the absurdities are just beyond hell. And and it's exhausting just to try and keep up with.
Yes, and so yes, and that's exactly my point. So now say, all right, And you get over there and he says, call unto me and I will answer thee and show thee great and mighty things that you haven't even thought of. You understand?
Well, I think that that's why I've almost been just totally pulled and called into from everything that I was doing prior to this last year and a half now of amazing revelations and understanding and exposing. And I think exposing is really an important thing.
Yeah.